Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now this time I'm going to take a look at one of my favourite female bands. Now I say band rather than group because this band wrote all their songs or co-wrote with a few outside writers. They did cover versions as well, they played all their own instruments, and they are the Bangles. Now the Bangles have had 5 studio albums. So because it's going to be a short ranking of their 5 albums, I'm also going to give you my top 10 Bangles singles. But before I start, the first EP they had, now they did release a single under the name The Bangs, but this is the first EP they had, which I'm not going to include. And this is just simply called Bangles. Now the Bangles at this time were Susanna Hoffs, Debbie Peterson, Vicky Peterson, and Annette Zielinskis. Now Annette Zielinskis left after this and was replaced by Michael Steele, female, so I tend to call her Mickey Steele. And this is actually really good, and it was extended with that first single, and this came out in 2014. Now that first EP was 1982, so this has all the tracks from that album, plus it has the Getting Out of Hand single by the Bangs. And then there's some demo versions as well and a couple of live versions. So all in all, this is a really good comp with 16 tracks in total. You know, they're all short, so it's not a case of everything being squashed together, but this is well worth it. Okay, so let's rank the albums. Now I will say before I even start the ranking is I really like all of these albums. I played these again to and from work in the car all last week. Really enjoyed every one of them, and if I had done this ranking without refreshing myself with the music, it would have been so much different, because one album in particular has really shot up for me. But I have to put them somewhere, and so falling at the bottom unfortunately is Sweetheart of the Sun from 2011. Now this didn't chart at all, and this is the Bangles as a 3-piece band, so there's no Michael Steele in this. It's Susanna plus the 2 sisters, and this starts off with the brilliant Anna Lee, Sweetheart of the Sun, which was a single, didn't chart. Under Clouds, really good. Ball and Chains, excellent. Sweet and Tender Romance, I believe, is a cover version, but it was very, very good. This here is very going back to the 60s. The difference I always say between the Bangles and the Go-Go's is that the Bangles were highly influenced by the 60s, whereas the Go-Go's I think were highly influenced by the sort of punk rock era. So this is a really good album, but unfortunately it falls at number 5 for me. At number 4, and this is the most successful album in the UK anyway, and it's Different Light, and this is their poppiest. This has 2 huge hit singles with Manic Monday, written by Prince under the pseudonym Christopher, and Walk Like an Egyptian, which is also another cover version I believe. And the thing about Walk Like an Egyptian, the vocals are shared by 3 of the 4. So the only one not to get a vocal on this was Debbie Peterson, and I believe she was not at all happy with it, and she couldn't understand why they didn't want her to sing. But yeah, this is catchy. You've seen the video for it, you know, everyone doing the Egyptian dance. Really, really good. But as I say, it is their poppiest. There's 3 other singles, sorry, off this. The excellent If She Knew What She Wants, which was written by Joe Shear. He was also the guy that wrote Whispering Your Name, which Alison Moy had a big hit with. Walking Down Your Street, which is very Motowny. And Following, which is a Michael Steele or Mickey Steele original, and it's not that great. It's probably the weakest track off this album, but this is a really good album. Like Standing in the Hallway with that sort of synth riff is excellent. It's a really good pop song. Angels Don't Fall in Love, which is a bit of a rocker. Let It Go, and September Girls, which is a cover of a Big Star song. Now Big Star is a band I've never actually heard. I've never actually heard of them until I started watching VC videos, so I must look out and see if I can get that first album and see what I think. But yeah, another really good album, and it got to number 3 in the charts in 1986, so that's my number 4. My number 3 is from 2003, and it's Doll Revolution, and it's a number 62 album. This is great. It is a double album, and it's a true double album, because I think there's about 16 songs off this, or 15, and it starts off with Tear Off Your Own Head. It's the Doll's Revolution, which is the Elvis Costello song, which was originally on his When I Was Cruel album. Stealing Rosemary is brilliant. I Will Take Care of You is a single, which is very good. Ask Me No Questions is absolutely gorgeous ballad, and it should have been a single. Something That You Said is another single, which is excellent as well, and it actually got into the top 40, number 38 I believe. Two of my favourites off here are Ride the Ride, which is great, and the beautiful Grateful at the end. This is a grower. Whenever I bought this in 2003 I wasn't that keen on it. But through the years I've got to appreciate this more, and I really enjoyed playing it this week, so I guess my number 3. Now, as I said, if I had done this ranking a couple of weeks ago I would have probably put this last, but I'm putting it second now because I really loved listening to this, and this is Everything from 1988. Now, it includes the massive hit Eternal Flame, which I really do like. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful song. And it also includes In Your Room, which was the first single, which has got a real psychedelic, almost Eastern feel to it, which is excellent as well. Bell Jar, another great song, a great rocker, and I really love to hear the bells in it as well. It races it along nicely. Glitter Years is another fantastic song, looking back around the early 70s, and even has the Hang On To Yourself on it from David Bowie. She sings that. I'll Set You Free is a good single. Be With You is a good single. The ones that I used to not like were Something to Believe In, Some Dreams Come True, Make a Play For Her Now, but those have really jumped up on me. I think this is great. And the final track, which is Crash and Burn, which was written by Vicky Peterson and I believe Rachel Sweet. So they did write all their own songs. They did quite a few cover versions, but they also brought in outside writers to write along with them. But this got to number 5 in 1988, and I believe I got it for Christmas in 1988. And I remember taping this whenever I went back to college at the start of 1989. And I said to my girlfriend, listen to this song, this is going to be a number 1 if it is ever released as a single. I hope it is. And it was Eternal Flame, and it did get to number 1. It was released later on in January. So my number 2 is Everything. And my number 1, my favourite album by the Bangles, is actually their debut from 1984, and this only got to number 6. This is a fantastic album. Apart from the 2 cover versions, which are Live, which was a merry-go-round single I believe in the 60s, and Going Down to Liverpool, which was a Katrina and the Waves song. All these songs are written by or co-written by the band, so there's no outside writers at all here. Hero Takes the Fall single, it's a good song, not one of my favourite singles, but it opens. Live is next. James is absolutely fantastic with that guitar picking, and Susanna's voice is magnificent. It sounds a little bit like the Smiths in a way. All About You is a really good rocker. Dover Beach is one of my all-time favourite Bangles songs, brilliant. Tell Me, yeah, fantastic song. Again, Susanna's voice is brilliant. Going Down to Liverpool, fantastic. He's Got a Secret, very good. A Silent Treatment is catchy as hell, really excellent. And then the slowed down More Than Meets the Eye, which is beautiful. This is a really, really strong debut album. Now, unfortunately, my copy is a nice price, so I do not have the inner sleeve, and I really would like to get one with the true inner sleeve, but still, number 1 Bangles album, love it, all over the place from 1984. Okay, now for my top 10 singles, and this was very difficult because there's some I couldn't even get in. I couldn't even get in A Hazy Shade of Winter, the cover of the Simon Garfunkel song. However, at number 10 from 2003 is Something That You Said, which is a gorgeous ballad with Susanna singing, and it's on the Doll Revolution album. At number 9, this one here is I'll Set You Free. This is actually a remix of it from the Everywhere album, and this got to number 74 just, but it was the 4th single from the album. This is another sort of mid-tempo ballad with Susanna singing it, and I absolutely love it, so it's my number 9. Number 8 is another one I don't have, and it's Tear Off Your Own Head. Again from Doll Revolution in 2003. This is the Elvis Costello song, and this rocks really, really good. Now I do like Elvis's version, but I think the Bangles is much better. Fortunately, it didn't chart. And number 7 is another one I don't have, and it's Sweetheart of the Sun, Anna Lee. Again with Susanna taking the main vocals, although the other two girls are singing as well, and this didn't chart from 2011. This is a really good throwback to the 60s, excellent song, deserved to do much better. Okay, I do have singles for the rest of these, and at number 6 is the very, very catchy Walk Like an Egyptian, a number 3 hit from 1986. As I said, video's great, really catchy, and Debbie Peterson was annoyed that she didn't get singing on it. At number 5, the big number 1 hit, and it is Eternal Flame, and I predicted this would be number 1, and it was. Absolutely love it. Atomic Kitten also took the song to number 1. I actually don't mind it, a lot of people can't stand it, but yeah, this is a fantastic song and deserved to be number 1 in 1989. At number 4, and it is the cover of Going Down to Liverpool, the Katrina and the Waves song. Now this was originally released in 85 and hit number 79. It was reissued after the success of Manic Monday and it got to number 56. This copy here is the original. Yeah, really catchy. I love the video when the girls are in the car with Leonard Nimoy, and it's just so good. It's very, very simple video, but it's so good, and especially at the end whenever they come out of the car and they're sort of dancing down the street. It's fantastic. And number 3, and it is the one that actually brought the success for them, and it's Manic Monday, a number 2 hit in 1986, written by Prince under the pseudonym of Christopher. Really, really catchy song. Now this is the Bangles at their poppiest. Some of the songs, you know, on their albums can be quite rocky. This is just pure pop, and this, you know, is sold by the bucket load, and I think it should have been a number 1 hit, but it's absolutely brilliant, and that's my number 3. And number 2, and a song that didn't do that well, and it's from the same album, and it's If She Knew What She Wants, the Joe Shear song, and this only got to number 31. The harmonies in this are absolutely brilliant, absolutely love it, and it should have done much better, so that's my number 2, If She Knew What She Wants. My favourite Bangles single is from 1988, and I got to number 35, and it's In Your Room. This is magnificent. I just love this song. I love the guitar work on it. I love Susanna's vocals, everything about this. And I've heard like a live version of this, and it's nearly even better, so it is. So as I said, it's very it's got an Eastern feel to it, but it's very 60s influence, but I love it. Brilliant song, and that's my number 1. So that's my ranking of the Bangles albums and singles. Really great band. They're still going. The 3 members are still there. However, they've brought back Annette Zelinskas again, so she was there at the start and she's there at the end, and Michael Steele, I think, has retired. Michael Steele herself was once in the Runaways before they actually recorded their first album. Okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.